Welcome to Stock Therapy with Penny Queen. Today I have CEO Dave Jemmett with CISO Global. Welcome back.
Thank you, Penny. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, well, I am really excited to talk to you today because you had some good news that I believe most of us in retail have been waiting for. You announced a IR partner. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's great. We went through a litany of people. We have used a lot of PR, and they came highly recommended. They're very familiar with the folks in Wall Street. And what most people don't know is they actually have bought spots in Bloomberg, MSNBC, and next week they're going to actually interview me on NASDAQ's trading floor. So they have access where most PR firms don't. And it really gives us the ability to reach out to a broader market, not only retail, but institution. And it's highly regarded. And believe it or not, they have two billboards in Wall Street that they own, and they advertise the companies they represent and the stories they have to tell.
Perfect. I can't wait to see what that exposure adds for the company. So I imagine you can't either. No.
I don't want to. I honestly, traveling to New York, it's not fun, but it will be fun being back in New York on Nasdaq's trading floor.
All right. Well, I appreciate the effort, and I'm sure others do as well. So, um, in our last interview, you touched on crypto pretty quickly, and I wanted to just kind of dive into that a little bit more and talk about what it would mean if you were to add crypto to the treasury.
Well, several people are doing that strategy. A lot of companies are, micro caps. People are looking for a vehicle, right? We just happen to be in an interesting situation where we're completely clean organization. What it would mean is we're building our treasury. Essentially, you're putting money into it. It's a currency. And so 100, 200 million in the balance sheet, that goes to the market cap. So you can't really argue if you put 100 million into the bank, it's worth 100 million, whether way no matter what you look at it. There are several different currencies out there. A lot of people have heard. Everybody knows who Bitcoin is. 2.2 trillion dollars in market cap. You've got Ripple. You've got Ethereum. There's a litany of stable coins. It really will be, if we added it, what value could we bring as a cybersecurity company? And we find it kind of interesting because there have been breaches. We've been involved in some to try to remediate. And there's been over $1 billion, whether people know that or not, that have been stolen through transactions. And so for us to bring that in-house, it would be a synergistic play that we would look at, but it would be like we would want to be focused really on the right currency and the right platform.
So what I'm hearing is if you were to do it, it wouldn't be just we're adding this to the treasury. It wouldn't be just simple. Okay.
It would be strategic.
Okay. Can you tell me how the Checklight rollout's going?
It's going out just as we planned. Very supported from the executive level all the way through. The brokers actually are selling that to their clients, and it seems like the adoption rate is going quite well. So successful, and we see a lot of good things coming out of that.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Any new versions of Checklight, maybe for individuals?
Yes, we've actually had that request. It's funny you asked. So if you understand what FIG is, they have a lot of high net worth individuals or family funds, people who have probably invested into our organization with your recommendation. Believe it or not, one of our main investors who just went to pref from convertible debt found out that FIG was going to roll it out. He was the first one to grab it and said, "You need to give this to everybody." So he's on our advisory committee. Jim Crank is fantastic, but coming from him, he said, "I've showed my friends who are family and family members. I think it's more important that you roll out not only to enterprise, but because it's a click, follow the instructions, it's installed. Some people have said it's overkill for people, uh, for computers or individuals. But I'd ask everybody, is wouldn't you like more overkill than underkill? Because people are still getting breached on a personal basis, and that at least we can help the general public with that. Then it'll be cost point that'll be fair.
That's yeah, that's really exciting. I'm happy sticking with the size and type of coverage I currently have, but I have to say that it works really well. I like getting the weekly email, letting me know, what's going on, getting alerts when things do happen, because I definitely had some sketchy software that I was running that I had to fix pretty quickly, but the Checklight software is fantastic from my point of view. Very easy to use. I think it took me, I timed it, it was like a minute and 52 seconds from getting the email to having it all the way downloaded and up and running. So it was seamless. But
We've tried to make it that way. And the reason with the family funds and the bankers and the 1,500,000 in the breach policy, bankers are technologists, so we try to make it as easy as possible. And so, really, that translates to everybody can use it.
yeah, it was nice and simple. So I appreciate that. And for me, like the coverage amount feels like a good, safe amount. So I am sure everybody has their own opinions about what they need, but there's mine. So
Well, thanks for the endorsement and using our product.
all right. Well, thank you for stopping by and chatting with me. I'm really excited to see new to the street hit the street, as it were. So I'm ready. I'm sure you're ready.
Very ready. And we've got some great news coming, and we needed that. We needed a venue that gave us the ability to have a bigger audience, and they really give us that. And so we're very pleased at their partnership.
Yeah, I know I've probably used the word excited 20 times in this interview, but every time I go back to it, we just went through the doldrums of summer. Kids are finally back at school. Mine are finally back at school. I'm very thankful for this. But people come back to the market and they pay attention again, but you still sit here with a market cap that is less than your revenue for last year. And that's before we even consider the high margin SaaS revenue that you're bringing in. So, my conviction hasn't changed, and it's been nice to have access for retail to this price point, but it's still ridiculous in my opinion. Not investment advice. So I'm hoping that we see a change here, and I'm really looking forward to your news.
Thank you. We appreciate you having us on and the support you give us at CISO.
Have a great day. Thank you.